Hey guys, I'm Ash.
And I'm Pete.
We're two friends with a combo of 7 kids ranging from toddlers to 20s and 2 crazy husbands.
Our paths were not easy. With childhood battle wounds, divorce, second marriages and all, we somehow found each other. And together we talk real life, laugh, cry, and figure out how to survive the day.
Music is by Dustbowl Champion. To hear Dustbowl Champion's newest hits, search Dustbowl Champion on Spotify. Hey guys, it's Ash and Pete.
Hey.
We are back for another in-person recording.
We love it.
I know. It's so nice to be... Pete and I just had to pretend that we were recording when we went out to our husbands because we've been in here just talking.
For like hours.
Yeah. And we should have multiple podcasts done.
Oh yeah, but we were just like catching up and talking and like about everything.
I know. Well, see, that's what happens when we do 2 like social distance podcasts.
Yes.
You go on vacation.
And the last one was kind of like we just kind of caught up on things and we did really good, but then like we had to talk about like the rest of the week and we had to talk about like all the stuff that we're like, do we air? Do we not air?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can talk forever. Let's be honest.
Yeah. In reality, we should, whenever we are together, we should be able to record about 4 podcasts.
This is true. Yes.
Yeah. Priscilla was like, okay, I feel like we should be recording this.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll stop talking. But yeah, I know it was nice to just talk though.
Yeah.
I liked it.
So, what's up with you this week?
Good night. I don't know. I have to figure out what's going on with the boys' karate. My grandma has an appointment, so my mom can't take him on one of the days. I think I might leave work a little early tomorrow. I don't know.
It's okay. Sometimes you have to do it.
Yeah, I don't really have anything going on.
Do you need me to help you?
No, thank you, though. I think it's gonna like school season is gonna start feeling like it's full force. Like PTC stuff is starting to happen, and it's just. I love that face you make. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited because as much as I love PTC, I love...
Hold on. So PTC, for most parents in most areas, it would be PTA.
It's like PTA. Yeah. So I know, I was very
But in this school district, it's Parent-Teacher Club, not Parent-Teacher Association.
Yeah. We don't
Association.
Pay... Associations require, we do have membership fees, but associations require other stuff. Like we as members, like I'm a member.
You as members, but you don't pay an association to
No, we don't pay an association for it.
Yeah.
So, I love it so much because I feel like it's connected me so much with the school, like obviously being very involved in the school. I know so many of the teachers. I know what's going on with my kid. If something's going on with my kid, you know, they know to reach out to me. Mm-hmm. You know, like I have cell phone numbers for multiple teachers on campus, you know, that kind of thing. I think it just
is
really...
why I had done it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know, like, especially being...
A working
mom, you know, which, I mean, some stay-at-home moms, they don't have the ability to help on campus, you know, maybe they have younger ones, so they can't, but just being able to know, you know, I don't have a lot of time where I can be on campus during school hours, so knowing what's happening and that type of thing.
I agree.
Is awesome, and I love it. And I think I will miss... I know! It's my last. I think it's going to be bittersweet, though.
Yeah.
It was like that for you, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you remember I cried.
I know. That picture pops up on my, like, our TV runs our Amazon photos. And so that Jason took pictures of us crying, hugging our last carnival together.
And it's crazy because I just thought like I was so involved with elementary school.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, maybe I'll take kind of a backseat in junior high and high school and just kind of like be part of the foundation, but like kind of at a distance, and just kind of help where I can because I did so much.
Yeah.
And I was so involved. And then it's just totally different. It's totally different when you get into junior high and high school.
Which I haven't done a single thing with
Hayden. Well, you've also had basically, Hayden went through a year and a half of COVID.
Right.
In his junior high years. So.
Yeah. Yeah, junior high wasn't like great.
Yeah, I feel like for your kids, Jax gets to go back to school his sixth grade year, which is great for him.
I know. If they don't get to do sixth grade camp because of everything that's going on, I'm going to be angry. I am personally gonna go around knocking on doors asking for people to recall.
Yeah.
Because I can't, I felt so horrible for all those kids. That is something, I know you didn't go to Clovis Unified as a kid, but that is something I have very vivid memories of the things that we did in Sonora.
That makes me happy to hear, though, because I hope that my daughter does. Because
I
was a chaperone for her.
Yes.
And I hope
so you have those memories of being a chaperone, which I do too. Like, I got to chaperone for Hayden, which, Jason travels for work a lot. And so this is me being slightly selfish. It's kind of awesome for me because, the girls, they didn't live here. So whenever, they would do what's called science camp, it's like their version of Sonora, so I obviously didn't go. So I was always like, dang it, I have boys, I'm not going to get to go. And then I found out, no, parents of the opposite sex of their child can still go. They just don't dorm with them, of course, perfect. Which I felt so bad for Hayden because of all the girls probably, I'm not a nice mom. And I don't know if it's because I volunteer at church, but I am going to keep you in check. Yes, I will check you. I'm not the nice mom who's going to pretend like you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
I will threaten to call we'll call her Miss D. You know what I'm talking about? I will threaten to call her. I have her cell phone number, and I will tell you guys that I'm going to call, and I will call her.
Yeah.
I'm not messing around. I will call her. So I felt so bad for Hayden because I'm these little girls, I could tell they were oh, she's the Lord.
No. But see, I'm the same kind of parent, and I'm I don't even want to call.
Well, and I'm not even your kid in the dorm with you.
I had my kid in the dorm with me, and I was I don't need to call a teacher. Unless, obviously if things get bad, but I'm check it. We're not doing drama. We're not doing any of that.
Yeah.
You guys need to just calm down, but I think for me, it was my daughter is so not the drama, dramatic girls. They're catfighting about dumb stuff.
Yeah.
So I was
I don't even know.
I'm not dealing with all that.
I don't even know if there was catfighting because I wasn't involved. It was, shut the F up, I want to go to sleep. And we,
okay, I have a question. Well, did you sleep on the top bunk or the bottom bunk?
I slept on the top.
Okay, me too.
And I love the moms that were in did you sleep in the chaperone area? Yeah.
Yes.
So, I know some of the moms, I think, on the other side, is there a chaperone area on both sides? I feel like a mom had to sleep out in the area where the kids were.
I feel like you.
And I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
Because I was I got into the room relatively early.
Yeah. Me too.
And so, but I slept on the top bunk so that the other mom wouldn't have to climb up. I was oh, it's fine. I'll sleep up there. So, but one of the moms was had to be out in the area with the kids, and I felt horrible for her.
I for sure took my headphones for the night though. I was I'm just trying.
No, I didn't because I would go out.
I'm gonna try to listen to ocean sounds or something.
And we would have the door closed. So that was my thing, is I would tell the girls we have the door closed and I can hear you. Okay? So you guys need to, we said
Tone
lights
it down.
out,
Tone it down.
stop,
Yeah.
go to bed. Like, because if I can hear you, you need to shut your mouth because I need to get some sleep.
So
I'm not a nice person without sleep, yes?
Yeah, you like your sleep. So will you do Jax's 6th grade camp, or are you gonna let Jason?
No, so that's why I said I'm like
Selfish.
Slightly selfish, because it brings me a little bit of pleasure that my husband is typically gone and he can't. I mean, he could request time off, I suppose, but he's like, he's a worker, you know, like he normally doesn't request time off. So maybe he might, I don't know. If he does, it's going to make me sad, but I was able to volunteer for Hayden. And so it made me so happy that Jason couldn't. So Jason's always been in a position, they normally go near Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You know?
Right.
And Jason's always worked in jobs where during that time frame, he couldn't request it off.
It's a busy time.
Exactly. So, which it might still be at his current company. I don't know. But it makes it nice for me because I'm like that mom that I want to do everything. So, yeah.
Not one more year.
I know. It's going to be a little sad. It'll be a little happy though, because not having to be in, and I say having to be like I had to do it. I didn't, but not having the, like, would it be obligations?
Yeah, because
like
I think
it's
more than like your PTC, like, it's more than just like, oh, I'm a member of this association and I help out like the fundraisers and I go to the meetings. Like you actually have an obligation and a responsibility.
Yeah, like being a board
it's a
position does require,
and it's a volunteered job, you know.
Exactly.
You know, and there it may be come and go or whatever, but
it's not every single day, but I do have to do things, and it's like, and like we're getting ready to have to turn everything over, so I have to make sure the new treasurer is up to date.
So what's your new position with PTC?
I get to be co-pres with anyone who's listening, if you listen to our military families, Yvonne,
she's the president.
Her and I are co-pres.
So who's the president?
Her and I.
Wait, hold on.
We're co-chairing.
You're co-chairing president, and there's no vice.
There is a vice president.
Oh, there is.
I'm so excited though. Like, how fun is that? My last year, I get to co-pres with her friend.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. So, I'm giving up treasurer, going co-pres. Yeah. So, I know. So it'll be nice. I feel like that's a much better position for my kids last year.
Yeah.
Than treasurer.
Yeah.
You know?
Gosh, last year, I can't believe it.
I know.
He's already there.
I know.
He still plays with cat keyboards. He still plays with my toddler's toys, but his
youngest got one of the friends who wasn't able to make it for her party brought her gift over yesterday, and it wasn't yesterday?
No, it was a gift from the party.
Oh, sorry. I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah, you hadn't seen it.
And I knew there was a gift bag yesterday, so I assumed that it was it. No. Yeah. Well, we haven't seen each other really since the party.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
We've had so much going on.
Yeah.
So I hadn't seen it. And as crazy as I sound, I don't memorize all of their toys. But this one seemed, I know, this one seemed like a new one that I hadn't seen around. But yeah, it's been out. It's been played with a lot recently. And my son was playing with it. It does meow, meow, meow for the keys. I mean, it is regular keys
I so love all of my friends and family who bought my kid more toys.
We didn't do that.
You actually got her a lot of really cute outfits.
Okay, I was going to say we did clothes and shoes.
No, you did really good. You did really good. And here's the thing. I mean, as a parent, I have a hard time too. Like, you see things, you see toys, and they remind you of either
Yes.
the child that you're buying them for, and you're like, oh, they would love this. It's so cute. It's so this, it's so that. And as a parent, you're like, I need another toy like I need another hole in my head. Like,
right.
I don't need another toy in my house.
As like a gift buyer for your kids, so here's the hard thing is that
kids are, I feel like it's hard.
Yeah, because
kids get everything now.
Yeah, they do. And when you're buying a gift for a kid, it's like, we bought clothes and shoes, which I was like, great. She's gonna be like, right, you know, whatever. It's
like, she's not gonna be excited, but the parent will be.
Like, you as a gift buyer, you want to get something that the kid's gonna love. Like, you want them to be so excited about it and want to do stuff with it. And you can't do that with clothes and shoes. But I know they have so much going on in their playroom. So that's why we went clothes and shoes.
They have so much going on.
But Uncle J-Rock had to get her Crocs.
But she loves them. And I'm not going to lie. I kind of love
for the boys.
Crocs for my kids too.
Yeah.
They're so easy. They're convenient. The kids can put them on. They're like, there's no tying of the laces.
No.
They could pretty much like get them on quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that they have like, she loves that they have like sparkles and like they're all bling bling. And
I know. I wanted to get her some of the gibbets, the things that go in the holes, but I didn't know how you felt about those.
I guess
there's like
I just
a package
don't know
with like unicorn stuff and things like that. And I'm like, oh, she would love that kind of thing.
I think Gigi needs new Crocs. I have to get her new ones. Yeah, I have to get her some.
Yeah. We, like, obviously I wasn't into, which actually I did have a pair of adult Crocs. Like, they weren't the Crocs. They were more like the dressy Croc.
What's a dressy Croc?
I'll have to show you a picture of it. But, you know, Jason worked for a shoe company. And so I had...
One of my brothers loves Crocs. And I'm like,
that's
so
how the girls
weird,
ended up with Crocs. Right?
Yeah.
He got them for them.
Yeah. And he like loves Crocs. But I'm like, I think that's so weird. Like, unless you're like a nurse, how do you, like, why do you buy Crocs?
Deja cannot stand them. She is disgusted by them. She's like,
but
I always threatened
to
buy
her
her.
Kids,
yeah,
you know,
I threatened to buy her Crocs because she hates them so much. But when the boys were little, we did have Crocs for them too because they are so easy, and especially like, you know, we had chubby, like the boys were chubby when they were babies, and so when they're starting to walk and you have shoes on them, it's like. They also need shoes that their fat feet fit in too. And those are awesome because you can have fat feet or not fat feet and you can wear them. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, Crocs. I do have to say that Danny is very good at putting her shoes on the right feet. Have you noticed that? No. I am not joking. Every time she goes to put her shoes on, when I'm with her, she puts them on the right feet.
It must be an Auntie Ashley thing because I swear she puts them on the wrong foot every single day.
She tried to take them off to put them on the wrong feet because she had them on the right feet, and I told Gigi that Gigi's like, are these on the wrong feet?
Put them on the wrong feet.
And I said, yeah. And so she sat down and she was switching them, and Danny came out and I was like, oh, good job, those are right. And she sat down and wanted to switch them like Gigi was. And I'm like, no, you need to keep them on. But that's like multiple times that she puts them on the right feet. So that's funny. I thought she was really good at it because she's done it different times. Very funny. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. This week we are going to talk about maybe some, and we don't mean to offend anyone. These are just our thoughts and just.
Well, here's the thing. We told ourselves and we told our people, and by our people, I don't mean like
we don't have like
a producer or anything. I mean, like we told our people, like we told our friends and our family, like we are going to be as real as possible.
real as possible.
Like we're real. Like
Yeah.
we're real, and it's
everything that we're telling you. Like that's we
It
don't
is-
write a script. I
we
think
don't-
we've gone over that before.
Yeah, we don't write a script, and we honestly, for the most part, there are topics that we know we need to like do, and we
Right.
still have some topics that we haven't even
Yes.
touched on that we're like
we have to.
we
wait on.
have to do.
Yeah.
It's just not the right time yet, or we don't have the right guests. We want to
Yes.
bring more guests on.
Yes.
For topics that necessarily maybe we don't have
right.
experience
We're not.
in.
Yeah, experienced in it.
But we know people have experience
Right.
in.
Like when we had Yvonne and Brian on.
Brian, that was like perfect.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any experience in that, but we
And
know
there
what
are
happens.
topics that we do want to discuss because
Yes.
they are. I mean, it's stuff that maybe like aren't talked about a lot, but
Yeah.
things that it's not uncommon.
Right.
You know, just like when we talked about our history, you know,
Right.
like our past. It's not uncommon. A lot of people don't talk about it, but
Right.
it's not uncommon. So we do have things like that.
But we told ourselves like we want to do a real, like we want to be real with everyone.
Yes.
We want to be real to our listeners. But it is hard because in the world that we live in today, you have to be
Very PC.
Yeah. And it's hard not to be PC when
You're being honest and open and real.
yeah. And it's not to offend anyone.
No.
It's just to be like, I always tell people, like me or don't, which don't get me wrong, a lot of people don't. It's fine.
Yeah, people don't like. I mean,
but I'm always going to be truthful.
right,
I don't have anything to hide.
right,
I will always be open and honest. I am PC in the sense that like I'm obviously not going to be rude and obnoxious and
right.
like
But I don't know that that's necessarily you being PC so much as you aren't rude. Like
I
you,
feel like
you have a heart. You're not going to say
I totally have a
offensive
heart. I
things to
love people, and I
Yeah.
feel like
you're not going to hurt somebody's feelings because you
No.
need to be brutally honest.
Oh my God,
You
no.
know, like I mean,
no, and I feel like I know my audience.
exactly.
Like Tony and I have this conversation all the time. Like we tell our oldest, like there's a time and a place.
Yes.
There's a time and a place, and
Yes.
now it's not the time, and now it's not the place, or
Right.
whatever it is. And I think as mature, grown adults, you have to also remember those same rules that apply to our
Absolutely.
children, which is there's a time and a place.
Yes.
Like maybe now's not the time to talk about something like that.
Right.
Maybe now's not the place to talk about something like that.
Sure.
But you doesn't mean you can't talk about it.
Right.
It's just so I think like we have struggled probably the most with our podcast on like we are very real, but we try to limit certain topics because we don't want to offend anyone, but at the same
Exactly.
time, we have an opinion.
We do. But I do think it's important that people know that we are very open. We may have our own views, but we are very open to listening to other point of views.
I feel like I'm a very open person.
Yeah. I know.
Like very.
Yeah.
Like I
honestly think I think that you and I are very similar in a lot of viewpoints,
Mhm.
but I think we're also very different.
Mhm.
Like I don't think that you can put us in a box like, oh, you're this. Like it's not, because I think there are so many aspects, and it's like
But don't
we're
you?
very accepting of people.
Yes.
We may have certain points of view that maybe seem a little conservative
Mhm.
or a little liberal,
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean that we're stuck on this one thing.
But don't you feel like and this is where I guess our podcast is kind of going into, and it'll probably go into a few, but don't you feel like, I feel like nowadays, in which I sound like I'm an old person,
Mhm,
but I'm
yeah.
not, nowadays you have to be in a box. You have to have a label on
yes.
something. You have to
Yes.
be one way or the other. You're either
Right.
conservative or you're liberal.
Which I
You're
think the
either-
majority of us are not. I think the majority of us are in the
In the
middle
middle.
of both.
'Cause
But
we-
everyone wants to put someone in a like. If you think this about this thing, then you can't think that about this other thing, and
Right.
that's not the case.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of things where maybe you're more centered, but because you think this way about a different topic, people think there's no way you can be this way.
Right.
You know, and that's not really the case.
Right. So if I am, and I'm just being like, I'm throwing things out there, but it's like, if I am super liberal in one way, then I'm not a conservative, but actually that's not true, because this other topic
Right.
I am conservative about.
Yes.
And then there's another topic that I'm very liberal about, and I don't feel like I have to label myself as a liberal or a conservative or a Republican or a Democrat or a whatever,
Right.
or a whatever. I just feel like those are my views on those specific topics.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's a topical thing.
And I feel like it's gone,
but
where is it?
everyone wants it to be this way or that way. And I honestly think the majority of people are right there in the middle, where right is right, wrong is wrong. You accept everyone for who they are.
But you almost can't say that, because I feel like if you say that, then you're a bad person, or you're a racist, or you're a this or a that, or whatever. And it's like, oh my God, I'm not even saying anything.
Any of that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm literally only saying, like, well, you can have the right. I feel that we live in a country, which I will, like I said, I mean, I think that it's been pretty adamant with our listeners. If any of our listeners listened to the 2 episodes with Yvonne and Brian, where we talked about military wives and families, like, we have a very strong sense of respect for our military.
Yes.
Which is a respect for our country.
Yes.
Like, we respect our country, the values, and the fact that, you know what, people went to put their lives on the line every single day for us to have what we have today.
Yes.
And whether you think that that's minimal or a ton, what we have today, we wouldn't have
without
those people's lives.
And that is why they will always have our utmost respect.
Complete. It is why I will always put my hand on my heart, and I will always salute our flag.
Yes.
And I will always be grateful to the men and women who have fought from the very beginning until today.
Yeah.
For what we have, because I get to send my kids to school. All 3 of my daughters.
Yeah. Our girls get to go to school.
Yes. We get to have the right to vote. We get to choose we get to kind of choose who our political,
we get to at least vote.
We get to at least vote.
Yeah.
We get to have a right in this country. Right.
Yeah. And freedom is what they fight for.
And without that, who are we?
Right. Really, that is honestly the bottom line. Without freedom, who are we? Without freedom, would these people risk everything to come here?
Yeah.
There's a reason they're fighting so hard to get here.
Right.
And it's because we have something good.
Right.
We have these freedoms.
Right.
We don't have these dictators or, these leaders that are forcing us into doing things.
Right.
We get to make decisions, and we get to have a say in stuff.
Or even it's again, not to badmouth other countries or anything, but it's like, or the fact that it's not like it's an heirloom. It's not an heirloom of who runs our country.
Yes.
The
people
people
get a say.
Yes.
It's not a birthright thing.
Yes.
Which is also important because you want to have, I mean, if it's a birthright thing, then yes, there are, I mean, other countries, and no offense to any of them, but there's parliamentary and things like that where there are people that obviously do represent, but it's not the same that we have here.
No.
It's not. We have a completely different set of freedoms that other places don't.
Yeah.
And that is why the military is so important to us, and we do respect them.
Yeah. So we're going to take a break real quick.
Yes.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We're going to get a little controversial.
Yes.
But all out of love.
Yes.
We'll be right back. Hey guys, we're back.
We are. And we're ready to get a little controversial.
Controversial.
Sometimes I don't speak regular English.
That's
Sorry.
okay. We know you have an accent.
I do have an accent.
It's a Clovis accent.
It's really funny because I've been watching this show, and it's like in the earlier 2000s, not like right after we graduated, but like maybe my kids were just born.
Okay.
Thing, right? So kind of a while.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest is almost 12.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this girl on there, and she has an accent, and I feel like I talk like her. And I feel like she must be from like Minnesota.
Yeah, you have an accent.
I know, and it's so weird. I never noticed until you told me.
You never noticed?
I know, that just happened.
I know.
I don't understand. I've lived here my whole entire life.
I know.
I'm just ready to move somewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I'll sound like a, what's that called? I'll sound like a native.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to go to Minnesota. Jason's grandma lives in Minnesota, so I'll just go live over there. And she doesn't talk like that, but I do.
Maybe she does, but you don't hear it because she talks just like you. That could be it.
But the thing is that, like people from the East Coast, they have their accent, right?
Right.
And we don't have an accent here, right? Like that's what we think.
That's what we think. But they think we have an accent, and they think they don't have an accent.
Which is so funny,
right.
Because I think we don't have it. But I do say things different.
You do.
Like some words I do say differently.
Yes.
I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just weird like that.
Well, by the time you figure it out, we'll be through this.
I can't help but save my time. I need to save that extra few seconds where the would go.
Yeah.
I can't. Even today, I was taking notes on a video of we do video chats with our friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Marco Polo. If anyone, I'm just saying that because I'm going to reference it. So I was Marco Poloing, and I was taking notes, and I put by time.
Honestly, I'm not going to try to whatever, but I mean, Marco Polo,
is
the Marco
the
Polo
best
app,
ever.
It is a great app.
Yes.
Honestly, it really is. We're kind of getting off topic here, but yes, it is a great app.
This is the very scattered episode.
Yeah.
But a lot of different things happening. But it is good because it's easy. It's not texting.
Right.
First of all, when you can't drive and text.
I'm terrible also at just texting our friends back. Sometimes people text me, and then I'm like, I read it, and I'm like, oh.
That's why I can't read messages.
Or whatever. And then I don't respond right away. And then the next day I'm like, oh my God, I'm an asshole. Because
you're good that you realize the next day, because sometimes I'll go back, and then a week ago someone had messaged me. Oh, and I don't read the messages. I won't read messages.
I can't handle that. That would drive my anxiety.
I know certain people, they don't like the numbers by the apps and things like that.
No.
I don't pay
We have a friend that says her emails are off the charts.
Okay.
I can't.
Molly made fun of me the other day because we're in a wedding and we were bridesmaids dress shopping, and they asked what my email was, and I gave them my Outlook email, and she said, "Who uses Outlook?" And I said, "Well, a lot of people, like your company uses Outlook." And she's like, "Well, yeah, I mean, it's at a different domain. It's not at Outlook,
Right.
but my Outlook email is at outlook.com." And I use that because my Gmail account gets very full. Like, I run out of space on my Gmail account. I have a lot of things PTC related, a lot of files in my drive and things like that have taken up a lot of space, right? So I have an Outlook email I gave it, and she made fun of me. And I'm like, people do use Outlook, but do you want to know how many emails I have in there?
Do you know, Tony just told me this like whole like TikTok thing where someone said like the amount of time that it takes you to erase all of the emails that you don't even read versus just unsubscribing for one time.
Oh, I do unsubscribe.
But I tell them like, but I sometimes want those deals. I just don't need them.
Some of them.
Like, I don't need a Pottery Barn discount every single week.
No. But when you do want it, you want it, right? So I do unsubscribe to certain things that I'm not going to use. But so 2 nights ago, I had over 41,000 emails.
41,000?
Yeah.
What?
I'm down to 28,000.
Oh my God, we're not even going to get into our topic tonight because this is insane. What?
In my Outlook. So here's the issue. I have
Ashley.
I know.
You have just given me major anxiety. Like, I'm going to go ahead and say shut the email down. Don't ever open it back up. Close it. Cancel the account. Like, how do you erase 41,000 messages? How do you not get any notifications on your phone?
Oh, I get notifications that they're there, but
then
I don't.
What in the world?
I think the difference is, and I could be wrong, but I think maybe the way alerts show up as far as how many notifications I have, like, you notice I don't have any notifications showing up there. Like, there's not a number by it. So same thing with text messages. I have a new text message, but there's not a number by my app.
Okay,
that's my text.
By the way, I think this might be just an Android issue.
I don't think it's an issue because
Why is it not an issue?
Because if there was a number, it would cause some type of anxiety or a situation for me. But the fact that there's not a number, I don't care.
But the fact that there's not a number, you just got to 41,000 emails in your account that you don't check. I
know, but the issue is that I was going to stop using my Gmail account. Sorry, I'm going to have to clear my throat.
And go to Outlook where you have 41,000?
Well, this is the thing, is that no.
Or I'm just going to create a whole new identity.
I created an Outlook, but then I set up my Gmail so that my Gmail emails would go to Outlook because I didn't want to miss anything. I know it's a whole vicious cycle. It really is.
Okay, so our topic today is emails.
I know that's not a good topic though. I want to get on our other topics.
I'm telling you. Okay, we're gonna try to wrap this up real quick. This is gonna be a 2-part here, but
our controversial stuff.
I am just Ashley. That is insane.
I know.
I can't handle like 50.
You're like Jason. Jason cannot handle text he deletes his text messages.
I don't want any notification red dots on my stuff.
So again, I don't have that situation. That doesn't come up. But
it's because you have a Droid, huh?
It probably is. I'm not an Apple person. I do have for my work phone. I have an Apple.
What happens
if
like you get like an important email from like your kid's school?
Do you see that text message date?
Okay. 2019. November 2019.
I might need that. I may need it. Who knows? just realized that I text messaged. I thought I was text messaging myself, but I put in a different area code and I text messaged my Starbucks password.
Okay, hold on. Why would you text message yourself?
I text messaged myself because I can't remember my passwords.
Okay.
I know, it's not a good situation.
What?
I am a whole hot mess. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is not new to you, Priscilla. You know I am a mess. You say Ashley's in charge of that, so that's why stuff's not happening. Because you know I'm a
Can I
whole
show
mess.
you this? This is my oldest text message right here.
If it's yesterday, I'm so mad at you. Oh, that's way older than me.
Yeah.
Why do you have that?
Because some text messages I keep.
Jason can't handle that. Jason doesn't want stuff in there. He wants everything to be clear. It's surprising if 2 days ago, like a message from 2 days ago is in there. I'll tell him.
Well, unread? Yeah.
No. Just in there. Like he's ready.
No, there's people that have sent me pictures and photos and things. I can't.
He wants it. He'll say, well, what time is the party? Well, I sent you the text message. I don't have that. Like I texted you.
Well, he's like a minimalist.
He cannot handle that kind of But that is his OCD. He cannot handle that stuff.
But I can't handle unread messages.
But I don't get. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I'm sure I'm causing anxiety to probably at least half of our listeners.
41,000. I don't even know.
But it's down to 28,000 now. And by the end of this week, it's going to be down to nothing. I'm going to have them deleted.
How long does it take you to clear those messages?
Oh my gosh, Priscilla.
No, hold on. How long does it take you to build 41,000 emails?
Oh, I have messages in there from like 2018, I think.
What? Why?
Because they come in and I don't necessarily look at them. But this is why I don't see important emails.
How many hours do you spend clearing emails?
Well, none, because I don't clear them. That's why I had 41,000.
Well, but you just got down to 28.
It was a really ugly situation. The other night I was up. So I think there was something going on with my computer because it would not allow me to delete at the pace that it should have. Okay? That's why I only got down to 28,000. I was up until 2:30 in the morning.
It couldn't take all the shit you were trying to erase.
No, it couldn't. It really couldn't. I know. So that's why I need to switch over to my other computer. That's why by the end of this week...
You're a psycho.
I know. I'm well aware of this. I am not in denial by any means that I have issues. I'm a crazy person.
Uh-huh.
Also, I've recently created a new email address.
Oh my gosh.
Because I have no space on my Google Drive. Okay?
Erase it.
I can't. There are pictures on there. There are PTC files on there that I need.
Who cares?
You sent them to me. It's all your fault. I wouldn't even have them if it wasn't for you.
Put them on a freaking drive or a stick or something.
No, I can't. I might not have access to that. I might need to go in while I'm away from that flash drive. It's a whole situation. I am psycho. I really do have mental issues.
It's the hoarder in you.
Yeah, 100%. Who else of our listeners, I want, when P puts this up on our Instagram, I want any other hoarders to raise their hands. Don't be in denial and don't be afraid to share it. I am a crazy person. What I keep is insane.
Yeah.
It is.
You're a popsicle stick keeper for life type of mom.
I have this little snowman thing that Deja made out of a sock when she was in like third grade, I think.
Okay, I have one of T.
It's fallen apart. Deja's 20.
Okay, she's gonna be 16.
No, Deja's 23. So it was in 3rd grade she made it. It's very decrepit. It's missing an eye. I put it out every year still. Because I love these things that my kids make.
I understand that.
I have issues. I know. I have a lot of issues with a lot of things.
So here's the thing. Oh my God.
I know this is taking a turn.
It's taking a turn. This is what happens when you're real. You don't even get to talk about the real.
I know.
Like honestly, like the hoarder bill. Okay. So I think there's a fine line. Now you don't have the kids like bedding and crib and car seat and all that stuff still, right?
Okay, I don't have a car seat, but I can't guarantee the bedding situation. I would have to look in bins.
So this is actually a really good topic. It's not what we were going to talk about.
No, I know.
But it is a good topic because I feel like with our stories that we've had, most of our listeners who have listened to our stories, which if you haven't listened to our stories, go back and listen to our stories because then it explains everything as to why we're so fucked up.
And yeah, you'll totally understand.
You'll understand why Ashley has 41,000 messages and why
28.
Well, I have...
On one of my 4 emails. By the way, I have 4 of them.
I have 30 messages right now.
You have 30?
I do.
Text messages?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, emails?
Emails. But that is just from today.
You're ridiculous. You must not be signed up for anything, okay?
I've signed up for a lot. That's why I have 30 and it drives me nuts.
Okay.
But so we grew up with younger moms.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was 16 when she had me. Your mom was 19?
Mm-hmm. No, almost 19.
Oh, okay. She was 18.
About to turn 19.
So I feel like we have talked about this. We have like nothing from our childhood.
Exactly.
Like
I have 2 pictures.
Yeah. Our parents saved nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom says that she saved a bunch of stuff and then it burnt in a fire at
a family friend's house.
Yeah.
Or something, right?
Yeah.
My dad took the stuff. When my mom and dad separated, it
Can I
wasn't
tell
a good
you what the
situation.
people's names were that the house burned down? Because it wasn't even her house. It wasn't like, oh, we had a fire at home and something happened.
Right.
She's like, well, all of your stuff was over at Cheetah and Bonnie's.
Well, who's Cheetah?
Well, I don't know. Cheetah's.
Oh, they're not in your life anymore?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is Bonnie my aunt? Because my aunt might have had a fire. Like, that sounds like a situation. Like
did they live in Kawa?
I don't think so.
So then no.
Only my sister. No. That's where she got pregnant at 14.
Okay. So Cheetah and Bonnie had a fire. Well, they were actually in Daisy Park, not Kawa.
Oh.
But they had a fire, and then apparently everything in the attic burnt, and that included all of my childhood or my baby years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I have nothing. So I do try to keep something from our childhood, but
from their childhood.
Yeah. But like, so with my own kids, I try to keep things so. Like some things, like I try to keep a box or Rubbermaid of like their certain outfits.
Yeah.
Their first this, their first that.
Right.
Or like my favorite shirts and my favorite dresses that they had. Something, but I am not a hoarder. So
you're not. You're more of a minimalist also, like Jace. Jason says that I am allowed to have 1 plastic bin per child.
That's hard.
That's not acceptable. You want
for
18 years?
Yeah.
It's not like they went 4 years.
Right.
No. So I'm sorry that their bins are full already.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen. But I do keep things that you for sure wouldn't keep. Like, I keep art projects that you would probably throw away. There's this one gingerbread where Hayden put like they have the buttons. The gingerbread has the buttons, but Hayden put like a big blue fuzzy ball in the crotch. I have to keep that. How do you throw that away?
You have to keep that. You have to keep that.
So, I mean, I have things like that, or where my son's giraffe looked like a penis. Like, I have to keep, those are things that I keep.
How about
and you probably would throw it away, but I have to keep it.
No, there are certain things, like, so I have a, I think Tristan's, I say her funniest years, and it's only because they're so innocent. They have no idea what they're doing, and they're just doing it. But it had to be kindergarten.
That's when Hayden did all of these blue balls and penis giraffes and stuff. Yeah.
So Tristan's, so one of her assignments was SH words, because
this is going down.
And you can already imagine, right? So and they have to like draw a picture and write a sentence with an SH word.
What was
so it was like, my dad said shit.
I like that she knows shit was an SH word in kindergarten.
Right? I'm like
why would you, how do you know that's SH?
You're pretty smart, but also, what the hell? Why would you write this to your teacher?
Yeah.
And her teacher has like sticky notes on it. I mean, I kept everything of that kind of stuff.
Luckily, her teacher was awesome, and we love her.
She's a friend of ours, and like,
so
she's
it's
amazing.
Acceptable. Not that it's acceptable, but she's not judging us.
I feel like kindergarten may have been like her funny years.
Yeah.
Like, I remember she wrote a story. Maybe it was second grade. I think first grade. It was my favorite. It was like she wrote this story and she was like, and that's just a nibble of the sandwich. And I kept that story because I was like, who writes that? Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan
would.
That sounds like Tristan for sure.
And that was just a nibble of the sandwich.
That's hilarious.
So it's so hard because I feel like with motherhood, especially, I say motherhood because not that guys can't hoard, but
we're so much more sentimental.
Yes.
Very like emotion driven. And I mean, that's the hard thing is there's like emotions to like, okay, well, this was the outfit they took pictures in at the hospital. This was their take home outfit. This is like their favorite, like stuff like that.
Certain things like that are great.
What are they gonna do with it?
But also maybe don't be like there's like an extreme, like maybe don't save your car seat from 20 years.
No, we got rid of
your car seat expires.
Luckily, my sister had my nephew, and the car seat was still valid.
Don't save your teenage son's love letters.
This is something we've discussed. I don't believe we've discussed it on the podcast. That's hilarious. First of all, we're gonna have to go into that deeper in another episode. But I kept my pregnancy test in the boys' belly buttons. And I know you
the boys' belly buttons?
No,
okay.
And I know you do not approve of that.
I do not approve
but that
of
is
keeping
something that I did.
The boys' belly buttons. They're the black thing that comes off.
That fell off. I kept them.
You can get worms in that.
That's something I think your mom told you. And
no, it really had
out.
It really had
Tristan's
worms.
had worms?
No, the boys.
Ew. No, my kids dried out. There were no worms. But I did keep those things. And I have their pregnancy test. And
what, you peed on?
Yeah. They have a cap on them. Whatever. I'm very hoardery and very...
That is very hoardery. What are they going to do with their pregnancy test?
Oh, they're not doing anything with them. I keep them. They're very.
Okay, but when you die,
Oh, they need to throw them away when I die.
Grandma Ashley.
What?
And I'm saying Grandma Ashley because it's going to be like your grandkids that have to deal with your stuff you leave behind.
No. When I get that old, it's going to go in the trash. But I
really? Are you going to remember that it's up in the attic?
Oh, girlfriend, it's not in the attic.
Okay, up in the garage?
It is in my secret drawer on the dresser.
Wait, you keep your old pregnancy test in the dresser?
It's the little mini drawer that pulls out.
Okay, I just found the topic, the name of our episode.
What?
Secrets in your dresser. What in the world?
It is a little drawer like you would keep maybe some jewelry. I know,
yes.
Right?
It's meant for jewelry. It's meant for things that have value.
Meant for pregnancy tests.
It is not meant for a stick
umbilical cords. And
you put umbilical cords in there?
Yeah, they're umbilical cords. I'm outrageous. I know. I have a real issue. I understand this.
I am so embarrassed for your husband right now. I've never been more embarrassed.
I've never even considered him in all of this mess that I am.
The drawer that's supposed to be for your values, but it's supposed to be for your values. If a robber came in, finds an umbilical
they're gonna
cord,
open that. That's why my valuables are in the safe.
They're gonna find an umbilical cord and
they're
a pregnancy
not gonna want any
test.
of it. Yeah, maybe a tooth. There might be a tooth in there. I tried to put them all in a container, but maybe there's a tooth in there. She has to hide her stuff quick sometimes. The kids may be a little restless. I know. No, my valuable drawer is all sentimental stuff. It is. I have a note that my friend wrote. She was going through classes for what's that, nutrition and stuff. So it's early years nutrition. It's a class that's available in college.
Okay.
And when I got pregnant with Hayden, she wrote down take this, all this stuff, and as a joke, and signed it Dr. Michelle, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still have that.
Did she become a doctor?
Oh, she's a physical therapist, but not a doctor.
Okay.
No. But it was just a joke. She's a few years younger than us, and so she was relatively young when I got pregnant, right? She's a few years younger. So I feel we were talking about not judging people, and I feel like there's a lot of judgment coming from your chair.
I am just what in the world?
How do you not know this stuff about me? I am so weird.
I know you're weird.
I am.
I feel and it's funny because we have family that I feel can't let go of a lot of things.
Yes.
I try to let go of a lot of things.
Yes. You try to let go of almost everything.
Because
I wish I was more like you. I do.
Because we just can't, No.
I
feel
then you're in a situation like me. And it's not good. I'm not saying that my situation is no one should follow in my steps. For sure.
No, for sure no one should. I don't want anyone keeping their pregnancy test and umbilical cords in their jewelry box.
Those pregnancy tests were so important to me.
That's sweet.
But you don't appreciate it.
Well, but you peed on them.
But they have a cap. I sanitize them. I'm not gross.
But what is someone going to do with that when you die?
Nobody's going to do anything.
That's what I want you to think about.
It's going to go in the trash before I die.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will.
Because he won't let it go and you'll lose your memory by then.
Why? What age do you think I'm losing my memory? I know it's going at some point. I do know that. I am very aware of that. But
listen, and this is the only thing I will say.
When my kids have kids, I'm throwing them away.
You think that, but
I know that. But you think I opened that drawer often?
I think I'm going to have to just go in and rob you of your umbilical cord.
I should have never told you where all of these valuables were. You're going to throw them away. I'll throw them away when my kids have kids. Why?
Okay, this is on public record.
Okay, good. I will stand by that.
Okay, so when you can't remember and I have to go in and take them all.
If my kids have kids by then, you're allowed to do
Your
that.
kids will have kids by then.
Okay, I'm glad that you're assuming
Daisha
I'm
and
not.
Kyla will have kids already.
I knew you were going to hold that against me. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. When they have kids, I'll throw them away.
Okay, great.
But don't have kids soon, girls.
Well, no, please don't. I'll kill you.
Yeah.
all. But no, we want our girls to wait a while.
Yeah.
A while.
Yeah.
And be married and find the right guy. We ran out of time before our controversial.
No, I'm sorry, I'm crazy. Controversies coming next week.
Yeah. Stay tuned. I don't know. We're gonna just hope that we don't get culture cancel.
Cancel culture. Priscilla can't say it.
Yeah, that word. Thanks
guys.
For
listening.
Thanks for swapping with us. Segment music by Callie Grace. For more of Callie Grace's hits, follow Callie Grace on iTunes and Spotify today.